this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So we are here for episode 2 of our 6 days between Christmas and New Year for 2023. And we are making, we are getting ahead ready for the new year. We are making junk journal stuffers or junk journal fillers, all quick and easy junk journal fillers to make things to basically put in your pockets and things in your junk journals. So I noticed, you know, when I was kind of like, you know, looking for inspiration and things, I did notice that there's an awful lot of junk journal pockets and all of that kind of stuff, you know, loads of those videos. But there's actually not that many junk journal filler type items. So I don't know about you guys, but for me, definitely that's an area where, you know, I find very disappointing when I think I've finished a journal or come to the end and then actually I've got to just then fill all the pockets. So I thought, let's just make a whole bunch of things in this 6 days, get ahead ready for the new year. So we've got a whole ton of things ready to fill our pockets with. So I bought a bunch of doilies. Now, most of these have been coffee dyed. Some are more coffee dyed than others. I've also bought some coffee dyed paper, which was what I just moved out of the way. Oops, there's some more there. I've got some laminated transparency film printed pieces. I've got some vellum printed pieces, and then I've got some plain sheets. So the plain sheets are a variety of either food coloured or envelope pages. Oh, that's some more coffee dyed pages. Envelope pages or envelopes basically, which will make pages. And then I've also got some vintage documents, which is plain. So all of those things can be used, obviously, to, you know, to make our junk journal like stuffer type pieces. So, and aside from that, I've got some baker's twine. So I've got some grey, some black and some pink. And I thought we'd just make some little kind of tied pieces. I don't know what we'd call them really. So what I'm going to do is start by layering up some pieces. So I'm going to cut out my transparency pieces. Now I would recommend, if you're cutting out transparency film, really the best way to do it is put some paper underneath it, because then you can see where your edges are. I'm just winging it here, so I may have made a shockingly bad job. I would normally put some book page under, because it does make it a great deal easier. But you know, it's okay. That's looking okay, isn't it? So we've got that one. Now I do sell from time to time my speciality paper packs on my Shabbydabbydoodah website. I don't know whether I've got any of those at the moment, but if I haven't, do keep your eyes peeled, because I do from time to time sell them, where I sell the vellum and also the transparency film printables. So like a die cut pack, but they're made using the, you know, speciality papers really, rather than, you know, just the paper. So that's what basically these would be, is things like this. So just take those. Right, so we've got a few of those. Now this one's a little bit creased, but you know, that's fine. So all I'm going to do is kind of like layer up some bits and pieces underneath. So for example, this one, we could just layer up with this. Now I'm just going to tear that across. And then I think what I will do is kind of like cut it in here, like that. Now, I did talk in the previous video about quite often I come to fill my pockets and then I think, oops, my pieces are way, way, way too big. So that being the case, I'm going to try and restrain myself and actually keep it, you know, smaller rather than bigger, if that makes sense. So, for example, this, I could now just literally leave this. It's got three layers, which, you know, I'm not saying is kind of like, you know, what's the word? Oh, I don't know, but you know, it's not tons of journaling space, but definitely it's fine. You know, there's quite a bit there. It's more than a journal card, for example. But the best thing is, obviously, it's not going to be, it's not going to be too thick to put into my pocket. So one there and one there. And then I'll just take my baker's twine. Now, what colour twine do I want to use? Pink. No, oh, black maybe. So, and again, you can ink up your baker's twine. It does ink pretty well. Should I try and do that? I think I've got anything to lean on. Let me just... Right, let's try this. So, just get my blendy tool, ink up the baker's twine. You know, it doesn't have to be inked all round, but just to give the overall general impression of, you know, discoloured. You know, so it looks like it's been falling around in the attic over a long period of time, I suppose. So there we go. Right, move that out of the way. And just snip that end off so it's sharper end going through, and then we'll just tie that in like that. Oops. Now I've used the small holes there with my crocodile. Maybe in hindsight it would have been better using the big ones. I thought this was going to be easier than it's turning out to be to thread the twine through. Also you could use embroidery thread. Actually I've got some embroidery thread which I might dig out in a minute and use that for some, because that would be a pretty, you know, alternative to the baker's twine, because obviously you can get it in a lot of different colours. So yeah, maybe we'll do some with embroidery thread. There we go, and we can just cut that out, and then obviously I can trim it up. Now it's all, you know, neatly bound together like that. Oops. Do I want to come in on that edge? I don't mind it like that, to be honest. And then I think that looks pretty, you know, just exactly as it is. But if you wanted to add something else, you could do something like put some lace down. And if you didn't want to glue the lace onto your, you know, acetate piece, you could glue it onto the layer underneath, and then it would just be, you know, showing from behind, which I think's, you know, quite nice really. So I mean, obviously you could put it on the front, but you might prefer to have a slightly different effect and put it underneath. So let's do that. Just keep that out of the way, like, oh gosh, like that. Sorry, my teacup there. So yeah, we'll just put some glue. Oh, come on. Just run some glue underneath that transparency. Oh, come on. No, why are you playing up for? I'm filming this on the same day I filmed episode 1. And yeah, for some reason now my glue's messing about. And to be honest, I've only just, you know, finished episode 1. So I don't know why the glue's messing about already. Very annoying. Right, okay. So yeah, like that, and just really hold that back out of the way so I don't get it all smeared on there, because of course glue smeared onto the laminate, why do I keep calling it that, transparency, it's not going to be a very good look. So oops, there we go, press that down. Okie dokie, and just snip that lace off. Oops, one there and one there. There we go. How gorgeous is that? And that could just then be popped into a pocket. Looks super pretty, doesn't it? So that's all we're going to be doing, is making little bundles like that. So I'm going to try and do these a bit like we did episode 1, sort of assembly-ish, so that hopefully we get like a ton of them done. Yeah, I don't know really whether I'm going to, you know, do very well at putting these together, but let's just see. And then, like I say, I mean, hopefully we'll get then lots of them done rather than just a few. So, I mean, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Now, yeah, I'll probably put the twine at the side. So, yeah, let's just take that one. You know, and you could vary these by having, you know, torn edges and things. You don't have to do them all, you know, neat edges as I've kind of done so far here, you could mix them up and do, you know, all sorts of different edges. So, and you could mix them up having different, right, let me think where I'm going to put these so they don't all just get mixed in. So, right, I'll try and keep them separate. Yeah, you could mix them up by having all different papers. So, for instance, there, yeah, I have that there. And then shall we have a piece from the envelope? So just take that down like that. Okay. Just tear that open there. Right, there we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? So yeah, we could have it like that. And then just, you know, tear like one layer and then tear the other. And the reason I did that separately was just so that they're not the same. If I'd torn them both together, they would have obviously been, you know, the same ending point, if that makes sense. So that's that. So I've got here, this is just some from my birds collection papers. So this one, what I might do is do like a couple of pieces. So let's just tear that one down like that. And then this one, oops, not made a good job of this at all, but never mind. Right, so like that. And then, yep, let's just take a bit more, no, that's a bit wide. So again, we could use the envelope, and then I've got some document here. So this little sheet of ledger paper. So yeah, I mean, we could do that, to be honest. So if I just put those in there like that, and then should we have a second? Yeah, like that. And obviously I will trim these down, you know, once I've punched the holes and things, so you know they won't stay looking quite so tatty as they look currently. If you were thinking, wow, she's making a really bad job of that, I mean, I am, but they won't stay quite this rubbish. Well, hopefully they won't anyway. They might do. So yeah, let's just again tear that down. Okay, so you know they're pretty quick to put together, aren't they? But I do think they're rather cute. So this one actually I might just even tear down like that. This is from my butterfly collection papers, and then we'll just do, yeah, perhaps we could do that one, tall one. So we've got a variety of different shapes and sizes, because you know this is obviously so that when we come to fill the journal, you know, we're going to have different pieces to use. So obviously if we do them all the same, you know, then we're still not going to really have pieces to actually use, are we? So, you know, what you're looking to do is probably get a whole bunch of different shapes and sizes so that you've got things that are going to then be usable or useful to pop in. So that one, like that. So, I mean, we've got three or four sheets in that one, but that's fine. They're quite thin sheets. So, yeah, I think that's all good. Okay, oops, I've got this one here. So yeah, let's just do, thinking if I get rid of that text, it can go this way up. That's fine. Yeah, like that. So, you know, I mean, hopefully what we're doing is this week we are making things that are very, very, very quick to make. You know, and the intention being is that, you know, very fast we can build up you know, a ton of different things. So, right, I'm just thinking, I'll take that down there. Yeah, so the intention being that, you know, by the end of this week, or by, you know, by day 6, we will have made a lot of things, you know, very quickly. So that's the plan. I'll just take this in here. Okay. So yeah, I mean, don't they look cute? They're very, very nice, aren't they? You know, and super, super simple. And then I think that's probably all of the transparency and things that I've got, you know, printed with me. But what you could do is then use other things. So here, for example, I've got my decorative edge strips. So I have coffee dyed these, so they, you know, they have a nice kind of coffee dyed effect. But again, just take these down like that, and then obviously just going to tear the edges off like that. Okay, so that's one. And then, I mean, you know, you could do tiny weeny ones. You don't have to do them as, you know, big as we're even doing them, to be honest. So we could have them more like this. Okay, and then this one, yeah, let's do there. And yeah, just take this one down. So, and again, just like on episode 1, you know, these are quite a good stash buster, because, you know, any kind of offcuts and overspills and things like that that you might have from kits and things, you know, that you've been using, you could easily use for this type of thing. So let's just take that there. Okay, I'm just going to tear that down. Okay, and just, oh, that's a shame that that's not really wide enough to show behind there, because that would have been quite pretty poking out, wouldn't it? Well, what I could do is take that down there like that, and then just tear it down on this edge. I mean, I quite like those torn edges. Again, that's just, you know, personal preference, but like that. Oops. I mean, you could even layer that up if you wanted, you know, for a bit of extra interest, like that. And then, yeah, take that one down like that, and then have the brown paper at the back. So, I mean, that one's gorgeous, isn't it? Really, really, really pretty. So put that to one side. Okay, we've got these ones. I mean, that's quite pretty, isn't it? And again, you know, don't always go with kind of what you would most expect, you know, the most predictable, because actually, you know, by mixing it up, you can get some really, really lovely effects, can't you? So, you know, you don't always have to go with the most obvious choices. You can kind of like mix it up and get unexpectedly gorgeous results. So yeah, I'm going to have that on. And doesn't that look lovely? Absolutely love how that looks. So yeah. Okay, we've got these ones. So these ones obviously are, you know, smaller, but very, very cute. And like we said, you know, quite often I do come to do a journal and then be like, oh, my pieces are all massive. So, you know, it really doesn't hurt to have a few quite tiny pieces in your mix. You know, in fact, probably really very handy to have some smaller pieces, you know. I could definitely do with remembering that and making way smaller pieces more often. So this one, again, I wouldn't mind having this kind of pinky shade on there. So I'm going to just take this down on that edge again. And then I might just tear this down here. Oops. Like that. And then if we just trim this down here. Right, I haven't got that much to play with on here, so I have to be a bit careful or else I won't have enough, you know, hanging out. But yeah, like that. That looks quite pretty, doesn't it? And then I could have the brownie colour poking out as well. And then just edge it with this here. So, you know, it's quite a skinny piece now. But that's fantastic, you know, because like I say, sometimes you do need that type of thing. So that's that one. Okay. Another tiny one here. So, again, might just tear that edge down. Okie dokie. And then perhaps put that one here, like that. I wonder if we should have another one. Just like that. Just okay, and then yeah, something like that. So again, just trim that down on that side. I mean, how gorgeous does that look? So, you know, really cute, and just, you know, coming together from like nothing, aren't they? Which is awesome. So see about that one. Again, that's going to look very pretty on there. So again, I'm going to just take that down there. Have that on the side. Do we want that? Might have to take it down a little bit more. So this might then going to be too skinny, but that's not too bad. Just going to tear that little bit of pink off. So yeah, I mean, how lovely does that look? And like I say, once we bind them, then I will trim them up. So if you're thinking, oh, they look awful, you know, they're all jaggedy. So, I mean, hopefully they won't be by the end. I'm not saying they definitely won't be, but hopefully they won't be, because we will go in and trim them. And then they'll, you know, hopefully look quite neat and tidy. So pop that one there. Pop that little edge on there. And then what should we have poking out here? Okay, I've got some more vintage document. Oh, that's a bit nice, isn't it? Pull that down. Okay. So yeah, so we can just shake that one down there, and then just cut that down roughly here. Okie dokie. Oh, we've made tons of these already. I haven't counted, but yeah, it feels like we've made a lot in no time at all, which is awesome. Very, very quick thing to come together. These are super, super quick. Okay. And then, oops, like that. I don't think I need to really kind of edge that one, to be honest. It looks fine as it is. I do have some greeny paper here. I don't know, that might look quite cute. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? So yeah, let's put that on there. So again, just going to tear that down. And just snip that one there. Okay. Oh, do you know what I forgot to do? I bought those decorative papers along. Oh, and I bought the doilies along. What an idiot. I totally forgot about them. Oh, I was so busy doing those, you know, that I was doing. Totally forgot that I'd even bought this stuff along. So yeah, let's just quickly do these. Otherwise, why did I even bother bringing them along, for goodness sake? Right. So yeah, this one can just, okay. So definitely I need to come down with this. So not that much. Perhaps that's the wrong one to use. Let me just see. Oh, what about this? Okay. So yeah, we can have that one, and then perhaps have it with some blue as well. Well, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Okay. So I will just tear that down a bit. Yeah, my goodness, these are quick to make. They are flying. I mean, not that we've made them, obviously, and I suspect that the binding them will take longer than the assembling, because this really is just, you know, seconds to do this bit. Now, I've just got some of my, this is my Victorian Ephemera set 6, and I'm thinking we might be able to incorporate some of this. Again, I have coffee dyed it, only on the back. But, you know, so it's going to look nice and vintage and can be just incorporated nicely. So now, do we want to have this under here? Or, oh, let's just see. That's quite cool, isn't it? So let's take that down. Like that. Yeah, so we could do it like that. Quite like that. Right, okay. So don't forget, we are going to trim these up. I know I keep saying it, but I'm probably saying it for myself as much as anything else. They will look quite different once they are trimmed. You know, at the moment, they're probably looking very rubbish and tatty. But once they're trimmed up, they're going to obviously, you know, change their appearance. So, right, this one. Oh, that's not really big enough. Well, that's annoying, isn't it? Well, let's do it like that. And then, what have I got? Oh, I've got some of my botanicals paper. Yeah, I mean, we could do something like that, to be honest. So let me just take that down. And that can just, yeah, slip under there like that. There we go. Quite like to have something just in that section there. Right, let's just see if we can have this. Okay, let's just tear that one down. Like that. Okay, so just quickly tear that like that. There we go. Oh, that's a cute one, isn't it? So probably we should start assembling these, because like I say, I'm suspecting that these are going to probably be a bit fiddly to put them together. So, but we've got rid of quite a few scraps, and we have made quite a few pieces, and that's kind of more important, isn't it? So I have got a bulldog clip, which might just help with the assembly. So let's just take that and, yeah, punch our holes in. So perhaps clip it together. Okay. Oh, what did I do with my crocodile now? Honestly, it was here just now. There we go. So going to use the small holes again. Let's just, fingers crossed, hope for the best. Okay, that one. And then, yeah, should we have the pink? Now again, I'm just thinking, let's ink a bunch of this up so it's, you know, vintagey looking. So just get my distress ink. Like I say, I mean, obviously this is really only inking one side, you know, because I'm not like moving it around or anything. But that's fine, because, you know, the fact that one side is inked, it will give the illusion of it being now vintagey, because there will be, you know, bits of bright and bits of vintage, if you see what I mean, showing. So it's all fine. There we go. Right, snip that off. Hopefully going to be able to get that through the holes. Oh, bit fiddly. I might need my pokey tool to actually kind of make sure I can poke this through. You know, the pokey tool that I normally used for the glue. Thinking I might need that to thread my baker's twine. Right, there we go. Just got it hooked around my ring now. Oh, come on. You could use ribbon, you could use, you know, sari silk, you could use string, anything really. I just thought baker's twine was quite cute. Now I haven't used the eyelets because I want my paper to be very free moving. If you'd used eyelets, what you'd have is then, what do you call it? A, you know, restricted movement. So that's why I haven't used any baker's twine, any eyelets, if you were wondering. What did I do with the bulldog clip now? Oh, there we go. Thought I don't believe it. I've pulled it in and now I can't even see it. Oh, this one I'm thinking I might have to do with my embroidery thread, because I'm sure I've probably got some blue. Right, let's put that to one side. Oh, I'm going to run out of bulldog clips very quickly, aren't I, if I do that? So, yeah, we won't be doing this for long, but... Okay. 1, 2... Okay, luckily this one's going to go perfectly in the pink, so... I used to have loads of baker's twine in all different colours, and yeah, I've actually used it all. It's the type of thing that, you know, when you buy it, you think, oh gosh, I'm never going to get through that. And then actually, surprisingly, you do. So, yeah. I do like baker's twine. It's very cute, isn't it? Very pretty. There we go. So I'll keep going until, you know, if I come across another one that I think, oh, I'd like embroidery thread, and then I'll run out of the bulldog clips. That will be the point where I'll think, oops, time to stop the film. So like that, maybe I would trim that down a bit because it's a bit long, looked a bit weird. There we go. And then, you know, we can obviously decorate these up with a little bit of lace or something like that, like we did that other one. So just pop that there. Oops. Oh dear, I'm not making a good job of lining these up, am I? No. Well, I've suddenly realised why, actually, because they're not straight edges, are they? I'm kind of like pressing it on the desk. But of course, if they're not straight edges, it's not going to line up. So, yeah, what a wally. Right. See, already I've come to the end of that I'd inked up, so I'll just have to ink a little bit more. Do quite a bit, shall we? Oops. Yeah, what's your favourite part of making a journal? You know, is it the making the pockets? Is it the, you know, doing the cover? What do you like best about doing it? What do you like least? I mean, my least is probably, like I said, the stuffing of the pockets. I mean, I used to not like doing the covers, weirdly. I used to dread doing them. I think because I generally do the covers last. Actually, I say last. I probably don't fill the pockets until after the cover. But yeah, certainly I've put all the pockets and things in. And then I do the cover. And I think I used to not like doing it in case I then messed up the journal. You know, because obviously you've just spent all that time making the journal. You're really happy with it. You love it. And then you're like, oh my goodness, I hope I don't mess the cover up, because then, you know, all that work's kind of like gone for nothing. So I think that's why I didn't really used to like doing the covers. But yeah, I don't mind doing the covers now. I think probably, you know, my most boring part is the filling of the pockets. So that's why I think this is going to be, you know, a big help for me, personally, because it would be lovely to have them, you know, an abundance of things to put in them. Okay. I mean, I do often use just printable journal cards, you know, to pop into the pockets. They're wonderful to just have a whole ton on hand. Because apart from anything else, I don't know about you guys, but often by the time I come to filling a journal, it's actually so fat already because, you know, it's so stuffed full with the pockets and lace and, you know, what have you, that to be honest, it's like, oh gosh, I can barely kind of like fit things in the pockets, you know, because the journal's like bursting at the seams already. So from that perspective, you know, often I think printed journal cards are, you know, the way to go, because they're going to really cut down on your, how much further you're going to bulk it out, you know. Or maybe you are not like me and you do not find that a problem. Right, I might stop here to go and get my embroidery thread, because this I'm going to see if I've got any lilac embroidery thread for it. So I'll be back in a minute. Hold on. Right, sorry about that. Okay, I'm back. So I've got this gorgeous lilac colour embroidery thread. So I'm going to use that for this one. Like that. Oh, again, I didn't really line this one up. What a bolly, I totally forgot. Okay. Yeah, it's coming to the point where I need to get myself a cup of tea, because I'm going to start making mistakes, no doubt. Oh, just luckily, I happened to notice that my camera suddenly flicked off. My phone, it was saying it was out of space. So, yeah, it was just by chance that I happened to notice it. So, anyway, you didn't miss anything. I was literally just about to, you know, tie this thread round. So, ooh, the embroidery thread is not so easy to fiddle around with. It's a little bit flimsy and fiddly. It might just be me, but yeah, found that a little bit tricky. Anyway, but it's pretty, isn't it? It's a nice kind of change from the baker's twine. So that's definitely, you know, a good alternative if you don't have baker's twine, but maybe you have some embroidery thread. Again, you can just, you know, make those loops a bit smaller. There we go. It's better, isn't it? Like I say, we are going to trim these bits down, so, you know, they're not going to just stay like this. You know, we will make them thinner. Okay, not thinner, you know, tidy them up. Tidy them up, that's what I was trying to say. Now, this one, oh, I might need to get my embroidery threads back. Hold on. Right, sorry about that. Okay, so got the door, put another jumper on. So yes, hopefully we're good to go now. So right, let's attempt this again. So we were going to put the brown thread through here, weren't we? So yep, the brown embroidery thread. So yeah, you may think strange colour choice, but obviously I picked it because we've got that colour brown there, and I just thought, well, actually, you know, that's going to be a different look, unexpected. You know, you don't always have to go with the obvious choices, do you? And you know, I'm terrible for always going with the obvious choices. And, you know, often actually I like things best when I haven't gone with the obvious choice. So, yeah, I think the brown, definitely not the obvious, but hopefully going to look very pretty. Oh, that does look pretty, doesn't it? Yeah, loving how that looks. So really pleased that I didn't go with the obvious choice of the lilac, because I love how that looks now. So that's that. Okay, let's get rid of these punchy holes that are everywhere. Right, I also bought this one along to do this. So it's picking up that turquoise colour just from this crest, which, how pretty is that? So, okay. like that. Oh, the dog's just like asleep beside my desk, and obviously when the doorbell rang, she, you know, did her usual of hair downstairs and, you know, bark at whoever's at the door. It was just the Amazon delivery person, you know, delivering Christmas presents, because obviously I'm filming this just before Christmas. And as you know, if you watch my channel, I was not really ahead of the game with the whole Christmas shopping. So, oh my goodness, what's going on here? Look, now I've got my, oh dear, hooked on my embroidery thread, stuck on my great big ring. Yeah, so I'm still obviously, you know, waiting on a few presents to arrive that I've only just recently ordered. So, I mean, I didn't start my Christmas shopping until like the week before Christmas, so a bit rubbish really, but anyway. So that's who it was at the door. But I mean, obviously those Amazon delivery drivers, especially at this time of year, they're so busy. It's not like they hang around, you know, they just literally ring the doorbell, dump the parcel and leave, you know. But yeah, thankfully, because otherwise, you know, she's down there, woof, 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 you know, barking at them. Oh, and she's doing this funny thing. Now, I don't know whether I'm repeating myself, so apologies if I am. I can't remember whether I've already mentioned this, but she suddenly started eating the post. I don't know what that's about. She never used to eat the post. Now, did I have that there? She never used to eat the post. So I don't know why she suddenly started doing that. But yeah, she obviously thinks, oh, it's post, you know, that's what you do. You must eat it. So yeah, she started eating the post. But I mean, not that it matters, to be honest, because it's only ever bills and rubbish that's coming through, isn't it? So who wants to look at that stuff anyway? But it just makes me laugh, because I'm like, I wonder why she started doing that. Seems a weird thing to have started doing, doesn't it? Now for this one, I brought along the blue. So again, unexpected choice, because obviously we've got this blue here, and I just thought, oh, maybe the blue is going to look very, very pretty. Yeah, so all my letters now have bits nibbled out of them. So, I mean, you know, let's hope that she's not nibbled out the essential part of any of them, you know, that I've missed the essential piece of information. But yeah, she does love to nibble the post these days, which is just weird, like I say, because she never used to do it. But anyway, you know, I wonder why they would start doing that when they haven't done it previously. Do your dogs nibble the post? I mean, I know that my sister, Natalie, you know, who obviously that's where we got Bo, and she's got Bo's mum and dad. I think it's the dad. He nibbles the post. You know, he eats her post. So, you know, maybe it's just in the genes. But the fact she never used to do it, I find really strange, because it's like, why? Well, why would you start suddenly doing it now? You know, that's very peculiar, isn't it? But yeah, she's taken to eating it. Oh, and it was so funny the other day. So my daughter got drenched. I think it was her water bottle leaked, actually. So yeah, I was thinking she got drenched in the rain, but I might be getting confused. I mean, we've had a lot of rain recently, so she has been drenched by the rain. I wasn't making that up, but actually I'm not sure that it was the rain that did it. I think it was more that her bag was, her bottle was leaking in her bag. I can't remember, to be honest. Anyway, needless to say, her homework got drenched. So, her homework book got drenched. So she, you know, she said, oh, look at my homework book, Mum. So I said, oh, that's fine. I said, just take it out and pop it onto the radiator, you know, and it will dry. Now, I've got to be honest, I don't know whether she even maybe did this on purpose because she wanted to laugh about it. But before I knew it, the homework book was on the floor. And guess who'd taken nibbles out of it again? Yep, you guessed it, Bo. So, yeah, my daughter was then like, oh, Mum, look, I'm going to have to tell the teacher now that the dog ate my homework. So that's why I'm saying I don't know whether she maybe even did it on purpose, because she just wanted to be able to use that line. You know, she obviously thought that would be funny to be able to say, oh, miss, the dog ate my homework. But yeah, in this, oh gosh, look. What's going on with me? Since I've started filming again, I'm all over the show with the embroidery thread, aren't I? Look. Got it hooked on my ring, got it hooked on the bulldog clip. What's going on? yeah, so anyway, I don't know which thing it was, whether it was she did it on purpose, but she obviously found that hilarious to be able to say, oh, miss, the dog's eaten my homework, because, you know, the dog genuinely had eaten her homework. So yeah, I mean, she doesn't really get too much homework. I mean, she is only 9, which, I mean, when we were at school, I don't think we even got homework at all when we were 9. So, you know, I've got mixed opinions, really, whether I feel they should even have homework at that age. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, I feel like it's a little bit young. And, you know, they've been having homework for ages. It's not like only just, you know, they've been having it for a while. So, yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, I feel that's a bit young, really, but, you know, it is what it is. I mean, they don't get, like, detention or anything like that if they haven't done it. You know, so it's not kind of like secondary school or anything where you've got punishment or anything if you've not done it. But, I mean, they obviously do expect you to do it, so, yeah. My daughter's one of these who's, like, very, very, very independent. So, you know, heaven forbid, you can't ever help her with anything, you know. No, I'm doing it. So, of course, she never actually asks for any help with her homework or anything. And I've got to be honest, I never see her doing it. So, yeah, I suspect it's pretty slapdash, her efforts on doing it. I mean, the school have never mentioned that she doesn't, but yeah, she's, you know, she's just, you know, you can't help her. She's, no, I'm doing it. And to be honest, if you try and help her, she just gets so annoyed that it's just not really worth it's not worth the effort of trying to help her, because, you know, she just, no, you're ruining it, I can do it myself, you know, one of those. So yeah, there's no point trying to help her, to be honest. But, you know, sometimes they need help, don't they? And I mean, for her, she's very good with her English, and her writing and reading and all of that is really good. Her maths is not so great, and you know, she probably could do with a bit of assistance with that. But of course, that's the, you know, in particular, that's the thing she wouldn't want you helping with, because of course she doesn't like it. You know, she doesn't like the fact she doesn't know how to do it, and she doesn't like the fact, you know, she doesn't like the subject. So, you know, on those 2 counts, you're on to a sort of losing battle straight away, really. But yeah, some kids, they just clam up, don't they, when numbers are involved. And I think she's, you know, she's like that. She kind of hears its numbers and just, oh no, I can't do it. And I mean, actually, I mean, numbers are very logical, aren't they? And so, you know, I think once you get past the fear factor of, oh my gosh, it's numbers, I think, you know, they're actually quite easy, aren't they, because they're sort of logical. But yeah, she doesn't like, you know, doesn't like numbers or anything, you know, anything to do with numbers. So okay, we have nearly done all of these, so we're doing quite well. Okay. Did not do that very straight, but never mind. Back to the baker's twine for this one. Oh, the baker's twine's, oh gosh, look what I've done. I've just torn the paper. Oh, do you know, I'm going to have to do that again, because yeah, I've torn it and it won't then, no, it's not going to thread through. There's nothing for it to grab onto, so let's try again. Oops. 1, 2. Okay. Oh, she is funny as well, my daughter. She, you know, did her list for Santa, and honestly, I mean, the stuff she's put on it is, you know, she hears other people saying about stuff, and so, because they're asking for those things for Christmas, she thinks that's a good idea for her to ask for things. So, like her cousin, he was asking for a virtual reality headset. I mean, I don't even know what games she thinks she would play with that headset, because, you know, she doesn't really even play computer games, to be honest. Well, she doesn't play computer games, so I don't know what she thinks she would use that headset for, but she put one of those on her list. And you know, also on top of the fact she wouldn't use it, it's £300 for goodness sake, so she wasn't going to be getting that. But I mean, lucky that wasn't kind of her dream present, isn't it? You know, because that would have been unfortunate. But yeah, it just makes me laugh because I just thought she's just put that on because she's heard him talking about it. Anyway, I said to her, you know, oh, if you could only have 2 things off your Christmas list, I said, what would be the 2 things that you would most like? Now, aside from the virtual reality, you know, headset, the other things on her list were actually, you know, very cheap, very, very tiny things. So they would not take up much room in her stocking. So she'd put lots of skincare products on there because she's really getting quite into skincare at the moment. So she'd put, like, you know, certain cream that she'd seen, you know, quite cheap stuff, but, you know, I don't know, some stuff with argan oil in it and things like that, you know, stuff she's probably seen and heard on TikTok, to be honest. So, yeah, I said to her, look, you know, if Father Christmas could only bring you 2 things off your list, I said, what things would you most like from there? So do you know what she said? She said, oh, Heelys. You know those shoes with the wheels in them, you know, in the heels. So I said, right. I said, what other thing? So she said, oh, and a new scooter. So I said, oh, right, okay. I said, I don't think you actually had either of those things on your list. So she went, oh, no, I didn't. She said, but Father Christmas knows what I want. So, oh, my goodness. Even though she's written a list, the things she allegedly most would like don't even feature on her list. So heaven only knows what she's actually going to think when she opens her presents. But yes, something tells me Santa has not got her the virtual reality headset, that's for sure. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, it just made me laugh because I thought, well, she's actually now saying the things she would most like were things she's not even written down. So again, you know, I suspect she'd, you know, been talking to someone at school, like, you know, that day or the day before or whatever, and they probably said they were getting Heelys, you know, or they were getting a scooter. And she thought, oh, that sounds like a good present. And so she then said that's what she'd most like. You know, because never have I heard her mention Heelys or a new scooter. And I don't know why she'd need a new scooter anyway, because she's got a scooter, which she doesn't really use anymore. You know, and I mean, scooters aren't really something you grow out of. It wasn't a baby one. It was a sort of, well, child / adult, because I assume that, you know, they go into like adult sizes, don't they, the scooters? But yeah, just made me laugh because I thought, well, you've not even put those things on the list. So heaven help you if you're, you know, going to be waiting for those things. Anyway. Honestly, she's just terrible like that. Like a couple of years ago, or it could have been last year, can't really remember. And I apologise again if I told this story, you know, whichever year it was. But so, you know, she's quite lazy, you know, when it comes to most things, really. So I said, you know, have you written your list to Santa? So she went, oh, yeah. So I said, what did you write on there? So she read me out the list. And she'd put, I think she put 2 things on there. And she put 2 things that she wanted. And then she said, and 5 other things of your choice. What she meant was she couldn't be bothered to, you know, think about what she wanted. She didn't actually really want anything, you know, couldn't be bothered to write it down. So she just thought, oh, I'll just say anything else that you choose. That's all fine. I mean, how lazy can you get? Lazy. I can remember back in our day, you know, again, back in our day, I mean, wasn't that long ago, but anyway, back in our day, we had, you know, like the home shopping catalogues. I mean, you know, I think you do still get those, but I assume they're just online now. I don't know whether you get the physical catalogue or not. But anyway, we had the home shopping catalogues, and I can remember, you know, going through the catalogue, like circling the things that you wanted for Christmas. I mean, how good fun was that? I loved it. And you know, again, probably come Christmas, you probably didn't really get anything that was on that, you know, circled or in that circled catalogue, because, you know, let's be honest, a child looking through a catalogue, you can have circled a lot of stuff, aren't you? But yeah, I mean, it was good fun doing that. And I mean, now, no wonder she just had to say, you know, any 5 things of your choice, because, you know, there's not really anywhere to go and look for stuff, are there? I mean, there are shops, but, you know, if I'm truthful, we don't really go in them. You know, everything is just online, which, let's be honest, I mean, how dull is that? You know, it's not quite the same experience, is it, to just look online? And I mean, browsing's not quite the same, is it? You know, you generally kind of search for things, don't you? So you've got to know what you're searching for before you stumble across it, I suppose. So yeah, I think it's a bit of a different experience, but anyway, I'm sure that, you know, I'm sure she'll be pleased with the stuff she has got. But there we go. Right, there we go. So we found them all up. So we'll go through and we'll just tidy them now. So like this one, just snip that down there, tidy those edges. And then, you know, we might then put things like some lace and things on them. We'll just kind of see. That one seems to be moving around a great deal, doesn't it? I did tie this twice, so I'm not sure I can get it any tighter than it is, if I'm truthful. I don't know why this one was really moving around a lot, but anyway, it is. Well, it is what it is. So, yeah, not the end of the world, I'm sure. Right, let's just tear that down a bit more. So yeah, and then we can just obviously put like a little bit of lace. I mean, here I've got just a really titchy scrap, which we could just put, or maybe we'll put it here. So yeah, I mean, that was just floating around on the desk, but might as well use it and get it off of the desk. So not sure which way up that's supposed to go. Maybe that way actually. Put that down like that. Okay. So it just, you know, pretties it up a bit, doesn't it? So this one, let's see what lace I've got laying around. Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? So what I might do is just like staple that onto there. So, I mean, sometimes the transparency can be slightly tricky for glue. So, you know, if in doubt, you can always use a staple or, of course, stitch it. But, you know, staples are fine. And then it just gets around that problem, like if you're worried that it's not going to quite glue down, then the staple's a good option, really. So maybe I'll have this here, like that. There we go. Okay. So this one, just again trim that down. Yeah, I might leave that and then just tear it down here on the edge. Like that. Right, let's see. Got a little bit of black lace. I'm not sure black's quite right here, but it's just take that off. Oh, it's quite nice, to be honest. Oh, perhaps I'll do the black lace, yeah. Otherwise they might all look a bit similar. So again, just trying to keep them quite flat, so not overly, you know, bulking them out too much. So this one, I mean, it is quite scrappy on the edge, but weirdly I think it works on this one for some reason. So, you know, that's another thing, isn't it? There's no, you know, hard and fast rules. Just because it's worked on one piece doesn't mean it's going to work on something else, and vice versa. You know, just because it hasn't worked doesn't mean it's not going to work on something else. Oh, that's white, isn't it? That one's white. So these are just little scraps of lace, again, that are just floating about on the desk. So, you know, it just makes perfect sense to just use them. There we go. Oops. Oh, come on. Oops. Just kind of squished that up a little bit, like that. Okay. I must just keep my eye on the time. Right, 22 minutes. So, yeah, I think I'd filmed for about 35 minutes when the knock at the door came. So, I think. Right, might just take this down slightly more. Like that. Always put like a label on or something. You know, you don't have to use lace just because we've used lace on some of them. You know, could always mix it up and have other things instead. Might have this label on here. I think that looked quite sweet on there, didn't it? Just ink that up a bit. Oops. I was in danger of putting that one on upside down. Like that. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, that one. Yeah, I quite like this one. You know, how it is being a little bit bigger as well. It just looks very nice, doesn't it? So, you know, and I like those scrappy edges on this, I think. Oh, maybe that at the top. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Okay. And just, yeah, slip that down there. Oh, sorry, this is, yeah, I kind of caught it a little bit as I was cutting it, and it's caused it to, you know, to fray slightly, which is making it pull it slightly. I think that's okay. Yeah, is it? I don't know, is that is okay. Let me put a new piece on, because that's very annoying otherwise. And perhaps it's, oh, I don't know really whether that was that or whether it's just this has gone curly for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, just try a little bit, you know, a new piece like that. Okay. Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? Okay, right. Oh, let's do this blue one because I love that. So, and this needs quite a bit of tidying, like that, and then just put that there. Oh, just wondering whether we could have this anywhere. Yeah, let's just glue that down. Like that. Okay, and then do we want some lace or anything on here? Let me just see. Thought I had some other slim pieces of lace, but now I can't see them anywhere, annoyingly. Oh, that is very annoying. I've got some of this. Ooh, that's very pretty actually, isn't it? Oh, that's gorgeous. Right, so let's put that across there. So instead of putting it on the edge, I've just put it in. Let me check that's the right amount. I've put it in so we still see the gorgeous blue, but we also see a bit of this, you know, pretty lace stuff too. So just a bit of a different sort of positioning there. Like that. Oh, that's so pretty, isn't it? Yeah, very pretty. Okay, and then let's do this one. So yeah, again, this one needs quite a bit of tidying up, so just trim it there. Okay, let's have a look. Just wonder whether we could have the, that's a bit weird. I was going to say poking out from the bottom, but how about if we just have a tiny bit, just have it there. Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous, isn't it? How pretty does that one look? Absolutely love how that looks. That's so cute. Okay, we got this one. So just take that down like that. Oops. Okay, and then can we have some lace on this one? Yeah, I pulled this in, I think one of the times when I stopped the camera, and I always find this quite a versatile colour. It's, well, it is kind of dark grey, but weirdly it seems to take on the colour of whatever it is that's on there. So, you know, this has got hues of kind of lilac in this paper, and then the lace sort of takes on a bit of a lilac-y tinge. It's weird. Oh, I might need to move that out a bit. Oh gosh, not making a good job of this, am I? No. Right. That's very cute, isn't it? Just snip that down there. Okay. So yeah, we've only got little time left, so just going to very quickly try and do a couple more. So just, and what we could do is maybe just have another little bit, you know, like we did on that other one where we just really liked the lace, you know, in the middle of nowhere, because that did look really pretty, didn't it? So we could do that on here, which hopefully will look gorgeous. Okay. Oops. Well, okay, and yeah, just give that a bit of a trim at the bottom, a bit of a trim up here. Like that. Okay, and then perhaps we'll just do this one, and then I'll do the last couple, you know, in slow time. So don't think this is going to be right on here, but you never know, because it has worked with others that, you know, aren't necessarily, you know, the expected ones. Oh no, I don't think so. To be honest, this one might not even need any lace, because it might be, you know, it might be sort of in the way, because we've got more going on this one, haven't we? Or we could have it down there. The only thing is, I think if you put the lace on the bottom, then you tuck it into pockets, it could just potentially make it a little bit tricky to use in the pockets. So, you know, from that perspective, you're sort of better off having it higher up on the piece, if that makes sense. So, you know, we could just have it here, for example. So if I just put that down like that, just have that there. So just poking out a bit from behind there. That looks quite cute, doesn't it? Yeah, like that. I might just round those corners off slightly, so it's not looking quite so, you know, squared off. There we go, like that. Oh, that's really sweet, isn't it? So let's have a count up of how many that we've done. We have done a lot, I think. So, and we've actually, yeah, I think we've actually finished most of them. So we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I've got another few to finish. So 13, 14, 15, 16, but we have actually nearly finished most of them. So, I mean, they're very quick, very, very quick. And just, again, some yummy little goodies to, you know, pop into your pockets and things. So, yeah, I hope you like them. And I hope that they've given you some inspiration and things for some more very quick and easy journal fillers and junk journal ephemera to put into pockets. Yeah, have fun with yours, and I will see you for tomorrow's episode where we will make something else to put into pockets. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks then. Bye.